Hello everybody, welcome back to Matteo's Corner with more Vampire the Masquerade. The investigation's heating up. We found a list. For those of you who need a refresher, we found a list of names on the body of the Anarch of New York, Callahan, who is now deceased. He had his final death, and we met up with a girl named Mia who was helping us out at the crime scene. So now we are back here, the end of night 4. Finally, the end of night 4. Like, I'm very surprised it took us this long to get here. I try to sneak by to my bedroom, but she's up waiting for me. How was your night? I don't remember how her voice is. I'm so sorry. Shit. Tomorrow. What happened? You look like something the cat dragged in. Tomorrow, I promise. But I'm worried. Don't be. Tomorrow. She gives me a concerned look, then closes her eyes, slumps her shoulders, and frowns. All right. You're the best. I reach my pitch-black room and throw myself on the bed. The responsibilities, the stakes, the way I always feel too slow to react properly in these situations. I don't want to think. I want to turn off my brain. I want to drift into the void. The void. Into the void. Into the void. Oh, I got another achievement. Oh, I think it's because night 4 is done. Yes, child, come to the void. The in-between shall serve you donuts and coffee. Blood coffee. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't get to do tonight. You've received your first trait. Oh, we got a skill. Some choices in the game will push Julia towards different ways of thinking, which will have a lasting effect on her throughout the story. You'll see a brief pop-up on the screen anytime you receive a new trait. You can always view any unlocked traits in the log screen. Okay. Remember that ruthlessness is the mark of a true Lasombra, but you might walk another path before reaching that destination. Interesting. Oh, there's Dakota. I always told you you'd make it big. Get real. These assholes are just using me as a pawn in some stupid fourth-dimensional chess game. As opposed to just keeping you off the chessboard. Don't be a glass-half-empty buzzkill. Watch them make me a scapegoat or something. That would be exciting. I could write a book about living with a 21st century Lee Harvey Oswald. Come on. Don't even joke like that. I haven't killed anyone. Julia, honey, neither did Oswald. Yeah, right. I keep forgetting. Stop wriggling or I'll mess your face up. Sorry. I'm always obedient when she's busy working on my makeup. Oh yeah, because then she doesn't look super pale. It's hard to take care of your appearance, especially your face, when you can't even see yourself in the mirror. Not that I've ever been particularly good at it, but... Dakota doesn't seem to mind. I'm her goth dress-up doll. Interesting choice of words. Her presence in my unlife is one of the few things that my sire provided for me before fucking off to Chicago. Normally, I'd be told to find myself a ghoul, but many of our clan, myself included, finds the idea of ghouls distasteful. Okay, I know what a ghoul is, but just so that we can get everyone up to speed here. A ghoul is what you get when you give a mortal your blood, your vampire blood, without draining theirs first. They become an underling, a toady, a thrall. The clan doesn't like to use them. Hell, Karen thought the very concept was beneath her and refused to explain it. So yeah, basically, in the World of Darkness, a vampire, if you feed a mortal your blood for 3 different nights, it could be in a row, it could be different nights in total, over the course of a week or whatever, they become your complete, utter, just like, stooge. They're like your undevout, loyal, right-handed henchman or henchwoman. And they'll do whatever you say, they'll think whatever you want them to. I mean, they might have opinions on things, but yeah. We're cat people. Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. We're cat people, not dog people. We don't want mindlessly faithful servants. We want companions who rely on us despite having, in theory anyway, the free will not to. The kind of relationship I have with Dakota... Oh. The kind of relationship I have with Dakota would normally be a breach of the Masquerade's rules, but the rules are different for kindred who are Camarilla. Adjacent. Even losers like me. Simplifying here, but my sire made it clear that her child would not own slaves, and that was the end of the discussion. To be honest, I think the court mostly agreed to that request because they wanted one more thing to blackmail me with just in case. Yeah, probably. What would you do at my place? If I had to investigate your elite's wrongdoings? Yeah. I'd probably look for those rich fucks' pedophile rings. Look for the assholes who mention pizza suspiciously often. See who has more powerful friends in Manhattan jails. Stuff like that. Oh, come on. Nah, I'm serious. Search for the deep rot, and a lot of smaller crimes will get solved in the process. What is it with you and conspiracy theories? What do you mean? You just told me your bosses have eyes wide shut parties, and suddenly you don't believe in rich people's pedophile rings? I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. My point is, you act as if all the conspiracy theories are real. Like you can't possibly believe all that shit. Half of it doesn't even make sense. Well... You want an interesting answer or a real answer? Oh dear. Oh gosh. Julia, are you really sure you want to open up a can of worms like that? The real answer should be the more interesting one. She removes her brush from my face to gather her thoughts. Everyone's... Oh, I'm gonna wait for this to finish. Everyone's lost nowadays. Just look at the world. It's drowning in facts that fail to cohere into a single convincing narrative. Or story that resonates. I'm gonna wait for this to finish. Go. The corporate media wants you to believe in empirical thinking, but it always fails to deliver moral or metaphysical truths, and the people desperately lack those. So what do? What do? They turn to conspiracists, and suddenly they're able to navigate the world. And why is that? Because conspiracy theories give them emotional truths that serve as a compass. Is Bill Gates trying to insert satanic microchips into my body? Probably not. I hope not. Yeah, I'm sure we all hope. I'm sure we all hope he isn't doing that. I'm sure he's not. But she's bringing up a very interesting point here, and it's very interesting because you really start to notice different trends and different ways of thinking and just different everything when you really sit down and you observe why something is popular or why something is the way it is. Kind of reminds me of, like, in the 90s, right? In the 90s, there was this radical way of thinking where you had to be, like, hip and red and cool and, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, oh, chili dogs, right? Gotta go fast, gotta get them chili dogs, kind of thing, you know, it's like the whole, like, 90s was about being edgy and being, like, against the norm and being extreme and radical and things like that. So it's interesting how she's bringing this up. I actually find the writing in this game to be very, very good. They're actually touching up on certain things that are good things to think about and talk about. So I'm actually liking the writing in this game. I'm liking the characters. Sorry for that little side tangent. Just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that. Let's continue real quick. Yeah, let's continue. Now. Oh. Excuse me. Now, is he a terrible person? No idea, but there's ample evidence that might be the case. It's in his... Oh, but there's sample... Oh, it's question mark, okay. It's in his... I read that completely wrong. Well, let me try that again. I got confused because of the question mark. Now, is he a terrible person? No idea,
but there's ample evidence that might be the case. It's in his ruthless business strategies, the company he used to keep, the philosophies he follows. People look at him and they feel he's fishy. So when the media present him as a genius or a savior, and I post that he wants to put the mark of the beast in my body, they choose to believe me.
That is true too. That's another thing about pop culture as well. If you believe if a lot of people believe one thing, you could put anything down and people will believe you. Like, for example, look at Marvel and DC superhero comic book movies, right? Marvel and DC have all their movies come out, and when you watch a Marvel movie, the general consensus of Marvel movies is that people like them and they're at least trying to stay close to the comics and they're a good time and they're family friendly for the most part and everything like that. So the general consensus is, oh, Marvel is popular. That means anything Marvel will sell. As long as the marketing is correct, as long as the thing is made correctly is a different story. But on paper, it'll sell well. DC, meanwhile, they make a live action movie and it's 50-50. You don't see a lot of people talking about Batman versus Superman. You don't see a lot of people talking about Justice League or the original Suicide Squad movie. I've heard the new one's pretty good, but most DC movies, people mostly remember the cartoons, the animated movies. So if people go, yeah, DC movies are great, people would go, oh, you mean movies like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, right? You mean things like Superman the Animated Series, right? The Justice League 90s cartoon. So, yeah, if there's enough of a say in one thing and there's enough people that I mean and this isn't just pop culture. This is just business. This is everything in general is if you do stuff like that and you put it out there, a lot of people believe you. So yeah. Yeah. And this is the reason too, because it makes a moral, emotional, metaphysical sense to them. If it resonates with you personally on that kind of level, 90% of the time you might not believe it, but you're going to at least listen to it and think about it. So, and ultimately, as Dakota says, that's what matters the most.
Wow, I'm 99% sure this is complete bullshit, but I'm buying it. I mean, it totally misrepresents most conspiracy nut jobs I knew. But it's interesting and fun to think about, so I don't really give a damn if it's the truth. See? No. See, that's the idea. You get it. You came up with this monologue by yourself? Oh no, I read it on Facebook. Figures. But just to make sure, vaccines are okay? Well, as far as I know, they don't cause autism. Good to hear. Anywho, I'm done. You're the best. Yeah, considering how many times I've done makeup on a dead body, I probably have enough job experience to be a mortician by now. Now that sounds like an exciting career, but in reality it's probably the most boring thing under the sun. Yeah, I like my corpses talkative, pouty, and self-loathing. Shut up. This carcass will be leaving now. It's got a job to do. Go get him, Tiger.
Okay. First thing I need to do, meet up with Kadir tonight and report to him. I hope he knows how to guide me out of this mess. We should have time for me in an hour or two, but in the meantime, I suppose it's time to find someone... What's the most humanizing word I could use here? Nourishment. I'm gonna wait. What is that word? Vita? Ancient term for blood. In my experience, it's rarely found outside of dusty textbooks and pompous Cambrian speeches. Oh, okay, he's just talking about blood. Kadir told me I'd need to quench my hunger less often if I didn't smoke. It kills you, he said. But to start killing itself, your organism must pretend it's alive, and that uses up precious vitae. Like vitals, vita. Like vitamins. But I love cigarettes. The way they smell, the way they burn, the way hot ash falls from the top, the sound of the lighter, the way they kill you, and I guess some tactile connection. I need some tactile connection to who I was back when I was alive. Okay, New York City, guide my steps. Show me which one of your children I should drink up tonight. Oh, there's 3 here. Bunny as a reporter. The note left at my old dead drop point reads Bunny as a reporter. Shit, could it be Woods? Long time no see. What does one do when the ghost of Christmas past knocks on the door? Slap on the wrist. Samira is asking me to meet her. If not for the ongoing celebrations, the patrician would prove an odd choice for a secret rendezvous. Here's hoping she can provide me some useful insight. Diva's Delight, a fitting name for a kiss addict, audacious enough to openly pitch her unique taste to those in the know. I'm not in a clubbing mood, but since I need to feed, may as well give that rumor a shot. Oh, I'm thinking either... I'm guessing slap on the wrist, though, means that I'm gonna get scolded for something. But the bunny as a reporter thing sounds interesting. Crap. I don't know. I think the slap on the wrist. This sounds like it would be thorough for the investigation. A clean-cut staff. Look at that painting on the back. Huh. It's kind of cool, though. A clean-cut staff member, dressed in an impeccable company uniform, smiles at me as the elevator door opens. Good evening, ma'am. Meeting someone? I dismiss this question with an apathetic shrug. He sizes me up for a brief moment, visibly questioning my fashion sense. However, his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent. Very well. This way, please. NYC's Novio Rich seem awfully starving for a gourmet soup this late at night. The patrician is packed almost to the brim. Concierge points me over to the last vacant table, conveniently situated in the far-off corner of the main hall. I nestle in the chair, letting my elbows rest on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, oblivious white-collars. There's a black widow in your midst. While I'm here, might as well just kick back and die of boredom. Yeah. I really, really need something to occupy my mind. We could figure out why Samira asked. We could have a smoke and examine the place. We could call the Let's figure it out. As I'm waiting, I rack my brain for any idea why the Banu Hakim Primogem wanted me here tonight, instead of out there working my case. The obvious possibility, and the one I'm counting on, is that she has some sort of lead she wasn't comfortable sharing at Elysium. Almost certain that that's a false hope, though. This whole investigation still feels like a joke being told at my expense. While I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this, somebody finally takes notice of me. The concierge quickly closes in on me, dancing habitually between tables, and addresses me before I can even utter a single word. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Miss Sawinski, by chance? As soon as I nod, he hands me a carefully folded memo and leaves. The note reads, the manager of this establishment insulted the Camaria's authority with his negligence. Even though it's minor, his transgression must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this manner. Uh-oh. Oh. We gotta kill someone. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Such a display of goodwill on your part would surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose an appropriate non-lethal punishment. Well, this is disappointing. Yeah, seriously. It was a high order to expect any help with the investigation, I guess. Instead, it's just another chore. The best I can hope for is that this really is just a friendly request and not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Damn it. Might as well get it done, since I'm already here, so I can move on with more pressing stuff. I swiftly approach the manager and tap him on the shoulder. He furrows his brow as soon as he notices me. I'm afraid I'm busy. One of the waiting staff should be able to...
We have something to discuss. The VIP lounge. Now, if you please.
His face loses color. Maybe it has dawned on him that I'm even paler than the other, more blue-blooded guests. He immediately becomes compliant as I escort him through a side door. Uh-oh. Oh, he's screwed. Someone's gonna die. The cup of coffee looks nice, though. The room isn't empty, but its guests are just leaving. Nobody pays me any attention. The manager is as polite as he can be as he sees the patrons out, but I can see he's clearly losing his shit. He quietly asks one of his staff to give him 5 minutes in the lounge and gingerly closes the doors behind him. Then the pleading starts. Listen, I know I screwed up. I shouldn't have let him in. How could I know he's not one of the proper clients?
I don't give a... Listen. Hey.
I would never. I implore you. I have children, for Christ's sake. There must be something, an arrangement, a way to... He just goes on as if I'm not even here. With each subsequent whimper, he becomes more and more irritating.
Just shut up for a goddamn second.
My outburst finally makes him hold his tongue. I light up the last cig in the package and take a slow puff, trying to compose myself. Poor Julia. See, she deals with so much shit.
I have no use for your explanations and justifications. I don't know what sort of transgression you've committed.
I should never have let this Sansariq guy in.
And truth be told, I don't give a shit.
It'll never happen again, I swear on my mother's grave, I am not that good a judge of character. But him pleading with his arms out really makes him look like a biblical wayward son, swearing to change his ways. I grab his hand in a tight grip, palm up, and take a puff to rekindle the burning tip of my cigarette. He doesn't fight back.
You and I both know they will want proof that I gave you a lesson you won't forget. So I hope you realize this is mercy.
I put my smoke out in the palm of his hand to the accompaniment of his muffled screams. His eyes become watery, but other than that, he takes it like a champ.
If I have to come back to this shithole, the next one will go right here.
I look him in the eye and crassly flick his eyelid before taking off. I didn't know I was capable of this sort of cruelty, but here we are. Karen warned me that something in our bloodline finds sniveling weaklings detestable. Is that what triggered me? But that's a conundrum for another occasion. I did what I was asked, and I've sure as hell wasted enough time here. Time to move on. Okay, we got one more choice here, but I think that's it for today. Sorry we didn't get too much done. I kind of went on a little bit of a rant with my pop culture stuff, but I found the writing to be kind of interesting, so I wanted to kind of delve into that a little bit more. Thank y'all so much for joining me today for another thing of Vampire the Masquerade. Hopefully we can get through this game pretty quick now that things are starting to light up a little bit. Yeah, so you guys have a good one. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.